Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. Now, are you looking for some low cost / low budget marketing strategies for your side hustle? Because you're just starting out. You may not necessarily have made your first, attracted your first client or made your first sale. So you don't quite have the funds to invest in a quote unquote proper marketing strategy or whatever you think that might be. Marketing, I always say, everyone always says, it's a beast all on its own. And when you are just starting out, you might not necessarily have the funds because you haven't made the first sale. So you want to be able to promote your side hustle without quote unquote breaking the bank. I hear it all the time with my clients. I know the struggle because you have a passion, you have the skills, you're hustling, you're doing all the things. But the budget's not quite there yet. That's a whole other thing. When you're saving up to escape the 9 to 5, you're saving up for that big trip or just to be able, like I've talked recently in an episode about your emergency fund. There's just so many things to consider when it does come to funds, when it does come to income, when it does come to finances. So I wanted to share some low budget, low cost methods to be able to promote your side hustle. So let's get into this because we got work to do. January's right around the corner, sis. Okay. We got work to do. We got clients to attract. Make sure you check out previous episodes where I talked about knowing your ideal client versus your target client, creating the most irresistible offer, and just making sure you have the right product or offer ready for your clients to buy from you. So the one thing I want to get out of the way is that low budget does not mean low impact. Let's address the mindset with it. I'm not talking about cheap. You don't have to have a big budget. That's not what it means. When it comes to a marketing strategy, it really is behind the strategy. And it's not about how much money you spend. It's just about what you apply in order to get your business in front of the right audience. Because remember, the goal is not to reach everyone. It is to connect with, it's to reach your ideal client. The person that whatever that irresistible offer that you have created, that they would be the ones that would buy it, the ones that are ready to vie with you and buy from you. So instead of feeling like you are at a disadvantage because you can't fling money behind Facebook ads or Instagram ads or whatever platform you're using, you don't have the ad spend, if you will. You're still able to reach your ideal client. You're still able to connect authentically, and you're still able to build something sustainable. Obviously, the first one we're going to get into, strategy number 1, is being able to leverage your social media without paying for ads. It's a free gold mine when you really think about it. If you are strategic with your social media, your phone is right there, literally in the palm of your hands, ready to help you grow your business. Be sure to check out episodes. I've talked about this before, how to just grow your business just using your phone. So whatever platform of choice. And once you understand your ideal client because you've done the market research, you'll know if they want to be on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever other platform, but all those platforms, they are packed with your ideal clients as long as you know where they're hanging out. Posting random content, posting and praying, as they call it, posting random content and hoping for the best, hoping something goes viral, hoping this one person sees it and they share it with everyone else. That is not a strategy. First things first, that is not a strategy. So here are some things to keep in mind in order to create a proper strategy when it comes time to leverage your social media. The first thing you have to, my friend, show up consistently. I'm not talking about now and then. Yes, I understand. I talk about this with my clients all the time. Your 9 to 5 gets busy and demanding at certain times of the month or the quarter, certain times of the year, whatever it is. Sometimes you can't even really forecast when your 9 to 5 is going to be more demanding than it is right now, or it's going to be in 3 months, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is more about when you have a strategy, you can plan out your content so you can show up consistently. There are still other ways. You can share tips, or you can share stories, you can share behind the scenes. Whoever you are trying to connect with, know that they want to get to know you. So even if you feel like you don't necessarily have content to share, what does your ideal client want to learn from you? Or what do they want to know about you, so that you can create content that would attract them, that would get in front of them, that would hold their attention, that would make them stop the scroll. The other thing, you're showing up consistently. The first thing, you want to engage like a boss. Okay? Think of it this way. Social media isn't a billboard. Yes, you're marketing. Yes, you're putting your content out there. Yes, you're trying to connect with your ideal client, but it is about a conversation, because you are trying to make authentic connections. If you are trying to connect, you have to connect. So show up where you know you can build those conversations that will turn into those authentic relationships. If it means when somebody says something or hints at something, you might slide in their DMs and thank them for engaging with your content. You may join certain groups or respond to other people's posts and show up on other people's posts. If they're in the same industry, if you know your ideal client is somewhere and asking certain questions or interested in certain types of content, you can show up there and engage as well. And in your engaging, in your showing up consistently, you also want to use storytelling. People love to connect with people. They want to connect with you. They want to see your journey. They want to hear about your challenges and your struggles. They want to see how you got to where you are right now. It's not necessarily, yes, you want to show up as an expert. You want them to buy from you, but share the journey to getting there. Because once you can connect with them, once your story resonates with them, and it makes you so much more relatable, it makes you approachable, it makes you memorable. Use your experience, use your stories, whatever you are comfortable sharing. Do that. And with that as well, also experiment with different types of content, depending on how your ideal client likes to consume their content. Maybe it'll be short videos, reels. Maybe they'll be in your stories. Of course, creating them can be intimidating, creating videos. So if you love showing up on video, amazing. If you're still concerned about showing up on video, really, it's just about getting out of your head. It's just about getting out of your head. You don't have to overthink it. You just have to keep it real. I love sharing this part. Don't be afraid to repurpose your content. Repurpose. That caption could turn into a video, or it can turn into a blog post. You may have posted something 3 months ago. Who cares? Post it again. That 2-minute video can now become 4 shorter videos, 4 30-second videos if you want. Make a video series. There are ways to repurpose your content. You don't have to continue to feel like you're constantly having to come up with new ideas so that you can churn out new content that will keep people interested, that will get in front of your ideal client. Next strategy. That was just the first one, leveraging your social media. The next thing is really relying on the power of word of mouth. It might feel old school. Yes, we are in a very digital age. I understand that. But word of mouth is still very reliable or necessary online as well. It's not old school necessarily. It's a classic. Think about once one person knows you. When it comes to like networking, one person knows you and you don't know who else they know. So ask for those referrals. If you've got a few happy clients or some people that you were able to meet through networking, hey, do you know someone that will be in need of my product or service? Can you please connect us? Do not be shy to ask. Asking instead of assuming. It never fails. I've done an episode on this as well. The importance of asking instead of assuming. People are ready, willing, and able to share, to refer, to pass the word on. But sometimes you just have to ask. Actually, you know what? All the time you ask. Don't assume because someone comes across your post, your video, and they think it's great and they have left you and shown you so much love that now they're going to tell other people about it. You ask them, say, hey, do you mind sharing that? Do you mind putting that on your stories? Do you know somebody else this would resonate with? Tag them below. Ask for those referrals. Ask for those connections. Building your network, it will take some work, but it'll so be worth it in the end. Create some kind of easy referral system if you need to. If you connect me with this person and they become a client, I'll give you blah, blah, blah off or an extra so-and-so. If you don't want to offer a discount, you want to offer more value, but finding a way to share the love and just incentivizing people referring you always helps as well. And you know what, sis? Be your own hype woman. Don't wait for others to talk about your business. Don't be afraid to talk about your business when you're in a room. When people ask you what you do, you talk about what you're doing. Don't even wait for them to ask you. And anywhere, anytime you can really talk about yourself, you can find a way to infuse what you do into a comment on someone's post in a very tasteful way, of course, but share what you do. Talk about what you do. You're not trying to play shy. You are trying to get the word out there about your business. Don't be afraid to share what it is that you do. It is not egotistical. It is very, very necessary. Ask the people in your circle to talk about and to share. Even if there might not necessarily be other entrepreneurs in your network, that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, they're ready to help you out, but you just got to ask them. You'd be surprised how often your next client, your first client, is one introduction away. When I first started my business, I did a lot of networking, in-person networking. Of course, yes, this is pre-pandemic. Now that we're post-pandemic, there's a lot available online or there's hybrid. You can do both depending on your time. Hey, if you're working all day, it might be easier for you to jump on a virtual networking event. As you can tell, this is the next strategy. It's networking, getting out there, connecting with the people. If you have business cards, when you show up at a physical location, by all means, connect with those. When you connect with those people, hand out those business cards. Or even talking about creating like just genuine connections that will lead to opportunities. So join those online communities. Facebook, for example, has a lot of really great communities. LinkedIn as well. Your niche forums where your ideal client is hanging out. You want to be in there, but don't go in there just to pitch. You want to give people a chance to get to know you. So you sprinkle your knowledge, you make those connections, you ask questions, you contribute to conversations, you offer value so that you can build those connections. Attend those local events. The in-person connection, nothing will ever beat that. If you can make the time, even if it's once a month, once a quarter, to go to something in person, nothing ever will replace that. Another way to really build through networking is to collaborate with others. Not everybody is a competition, even if they're in the same industry. So partnerships are a fantastic way to promote your business. Find someone with a complementary audience. Team up with them for an Instagram live or go be on their podcast. Invite them onto your page or do something together with them, collaboratively with them. And really, like, you complement each other and your work. And that way you can reach more people because now you're in front of their audience and hey, they're in front of yours. Maybe something about what you do resonates more with their audience and vice versa. But collaboration is so key as well with marketing, with getting the word out there, with letting more people know about your business. And The next one I want to talk about, yes, we talked about social media and leveraging your social media, but please, email marketing is gold. Yes, sometimes it can get complicated. It can get expensive because certain platforms that you want to use, there might be some kind of monthly subscription. But from the very beginning, I always stress this with my clients, and I know my clients are listening right now and they're like, of course, CJ is going to bring this up, because I always stress with them. Please build your email list from the very beginning. You will start with 2 people now. It'll grow to 10. It'll grow to 15, 100, 200, etc., etc. That means having some sort of lead magnet, some sort of freebie, something that will, literally a lead magnet, something that will attract your leads. Offer something of value that really positions you as an expert. Offer that for free, be it a checklist or a quiz or a guide or a mini course, something in exchange for their email address. Again, of course, you want to, once you've done the research and understand what your ideal client wants to be able to download or to be able to, the kind of content they want to consume, then you can really create something that would really attract them. Keep it, when it comes to your email addresses, don't be afraid sometimes to keep things a little bit personal, sharing a bit of your story. It doesn't have to be fancy. Share some little love notes. Thank them for being on your mailing list. Check in with them, how they're doing. Share tips, share stories. Update them on your side hustle. Let them know what's going on. Let them know where you're at, what to look forward to, what you're celebrating. Nurture those relationships. So you're not just selling. You're building relationships. You've gotten their email address. They're on your mailing list. You want to make sure you're showing up in their inbox consistently. Again, there is that word, consistency. It's not just with social media. Of course, it is also for your email list. Again, remember to repurpose your content. So maybe there was an Instagram or a LinkedIn or a Facebook post that you can now turn into a really good email. Convert that content. My girl, you don't have that kind of time. You have a full-time job and you're trying to run this side hustle. So you got a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9. You need to understand how to work smarter, not harder. Leverage, build that email list and connect with your people that way as well. Also think about those free tools. Think about those resources, the Canvas, the Google My Business, the content schedulers. Can we talk about scheduling your content, making sure that when you come up with those ideas, you're doing it in batches so that you're not sitting there every single day trying to think about what you're going to post on what platform or what email you're going to send out. You're planning it out for the week or the month, which would be even better. You don't have to show up every single day, but with helping with the consistency is being able to schedule out your content as you create it. There are free plans that would help you with that because you don't want to be posting manually every single day. Use those free platforms. Using the Calendly, I think Calendly, I'm sure has some free options, a Google Calendar, because once people want to book with you, you want to have a link ready to connect with them so they can easily and seamlessly be in front of you and get on your calendar. So leverage those free tools because it's about not draining your wallet. So, my girl, low cost, low budget doesn't mean low impact. You want to work smarter, not harder. You can still grow your side hustle. You can still have an incredible side hustle, a successful side hustle. Even if you're just starting off with a very small budget, you're trying not to tap into your 9 to 5, your income too much, because yes, you're building an emergency fund and there's other financial responsibilities you have to take into consideration. I understand you want to be able to earn your first 1,000, 10,000, you get your first client in your side hustle. But at the beginning, you may not have the budget for the marketing strategy. So I hope this helped. Remember, it's not about how much you spend. It's about how well you can connect with your ID clients, how authentically you can show up in front of the people who need your magic. On that note, segue. You know, I love a good segue. Be sure to connect with me. You need more tips. You want to create that content. You want to be able to schedule that content. Let's chat. Connect with your girl CJ. Let's book a 15-minute vibe check. That's all it will take is 15 minutes. Ask me the questions. If you want help with consistency and accountability, you want to feel more supported, you want to feel more seen, ask me about joining the Side Hustle Her Club, a safe space for just that. You have questions. I have the answers. I would love to hear from you. I hope as 2025, as the new year approaches, that this episode has lit a fire under your butt. You set your 2025 goals. You're ready to hit the ground running in January, which is just in a couple weeks at this point. Please don't wait. Don't put things off if you don't have to. It is just an easy 15-minute conversation. I would love to hear from you. Everything is linked in the episode description, or reach out to me. You can find me at kristennjames.com. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope I hear from you. Either way, I will see you next week, my friend. Bye.